You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live This Week, featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood Redefined.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live This Week. I am your host, Daryl Kristen. Joining me today is Courtney Stewart.
What's up, everybody?
DJ Jessie J.
What's up?
And our very special guest, she is an author. She's a reality star. Phoenix White is joining us today.
Welcome.
How you doing, Phoenix?
I'm good.
Looking
Match
fabulous.
made in heaven.
Yes.
You are doing it big.
Phoenix said, I'm good.
I'm trying to keep it moving.
You're keeping it busy in the entertainment world.
I'm trying to keep it moving.
Right. People need to take notes from you.
Oh, no, I need to take notes from you.
No.
You're in more places than I am.
No, I'm trying to catch up
I'm
to
like, dang, Daryl's where? I need to get on his payroll.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Shoot.
Y'all are funny, boy. Y'all are funny.
Can you
Yes.
pay me, Dario?
Listen, we're going to talk about that right after the show.
We should.
But on today's show, speaking of getting paid, is Ray J, who is leaving Love and Hip Hop, or is he not leaving Love and Hip Hop?
He getting paid.
I heard he's not.
We'll talk about that. We'll see what the answer is. We got Taraji P. Henson, who is accusing the police at USC for racially profiling her son. And then we also have a woman in Harlem who is suing Harlem Hospital because of her having Obama as a Twitter follower and them not believing her. But that is a really interesting story. But first, I'm going to read the results from last week's buzzer meter question, which was, should Fresno Middle School VP be fired for his comments that we talked about last week that were recorded about him not liking black students? You guys voted. 74% of you said yes, and 28% of you said no. I voted yes.
I voted yes.
Phoenix, are you familiar with the story?
No. What happened? So I can decide which way I need
Basically,
to vote.
a vice president of a middle school was caught on camera saying by a student asked him, what kids don't you like in the school? And he said, well, I just don't like the black ones.
Huh. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's not
people are very
That
upset
ain't
with
good.
that. And no one knows why he said it. But he's on leave from school, but still being paid.
Yeah.
Well, that's not cool.
Well, a lot of the parents obviously are in an uproar, so they wanted him to be fired.
He should be.
And the
because-
fact that he's still getting paid, which, that's probably part of his, I would assume, contract in some form of a way. But
Yeah.
the fact, joking or not, they don't know if he's joking. It's still being, I think they're still looking into the case. But the fact that he said it is on camera, joking or not, you have black students at your school. Even if you didn't have black students at your
Yeah.
school, it's just
Because
it's
you're
a
supposed to
situation.
represent them.
You're
You
representing
can't
them.
Yeah, you're the leader. Like, you just can't say
Not
stuff
just
like that.
represent, protect.
Protect.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't do
clearly
that.
everyone else thinks so as well with the 74%.
Well, not everyone.
Well, not everybody. Yeah, right.
Some of y'all
I'm still
evil
surprised about that
assholes.
26.
Yeah,
We
that's-
don't-
that's
we don't care.
concerning.
We
Right.
don't like them either.
Right. All right. Well, the buzz meter question for today is: are you happy with the diversity on television lately? You guys voted. It's a yes or no question. We'll read those results next week. We got a discussion about that a little bit later with some of our topics as well.
It's
but
not a yes or no question.
It is
It's a
not?
multiple choice.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, no.
What
diversity?
diversity?
It's getting better.
Or it's getting better.
Or it's getting better. Okay.
Hilarious.
You got 4 options.
Yeah, 4 options. Excuse me. All right.
You should have
But
put A,
Hilarious.
B, C.
right,
That's why he was confused.
right. That's why I was a little confused. You put yes,
you know
no.
what I mean? With your job application.
I
you
mean,
would be
come
able to
on.
put
You know
it
what I'm saying?
He used to filling in the bubbles.
Right. I like things very
Circle.
easy, very simple and easy.
Yeah, yes and no.
All right, let's move on to
Excuse
trending
me.
topics because a lot of
Okay.
news going on there.
What's up, DJ?
So, on Twitter, Rob Kardashian had some sort of a breakdown in which he compared his sister to the bitch from Gone Girl. He wrote,
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
my sister's the crazy bitch from Gone Girl. Now, Gone Girl has been a part of my life the past 4 weeks since I seen it. It had just kind of come up, and it's kind of scaring me. But no one really knows why he said it. There are, sources say that Rob hates his sister Kim. He just finished shooting a scene with Kim for the Kardashians. There's these allegations that he doesn't want to be on the show. He's upset that they're talking about his lifestyle on the show.
Yeah.
He feels like Kim has distanced herself from the family. He feels like he's been distanced from the entire family. So I'm not in a great place.
Well, you're
Scott
not good
Disk
for the
came out.
brand.
Yeah. Not with that weight,
Not right
honey.
now.
He's just the baby brother that's acting up right now. I don't think he
Yeah.
hates his sister. I think that he's just acting out. You know, he needs some help right now.
I think
he's
he
going
definitely
through some
don't
things.
like her.
Well, he's
You don't think
depressed.
so?
I don't think
Yeah.
he likes her very much right now.
Maybe not right now, but
Right
I don't
now,
feel
I don't
like
think
they
it's
don't hate each
hate.
other. Yeah.
Like, hate is a strong word.
Hate is a very strong
Hate is a
word.
strong
Yeah.
word.
But I mean, to say that, like, we have all seen Gone Girl?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Oh,
girl.
honey.
I mean, that's
Is it a television show?
It's
No, it's a movie. It was with Ben
Okay,
Affleck.
no, I haven't seen it.
You need to. Well, you know what? Don't watch it. No, it really affected me. I was like, because I know people, and I'm just looking
Really?
like,
It's just a very
People are
dismal look
fucking
at
crazy.
relationships.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
it's
it a lady
it's
who
crazy.
kills her dude or her man or something?
But it's real complicated.
It's got a lot of twists and turns on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
it's psycho.
It was a great thriller.
It was.
It was just very disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that deep into thrillers. I start feeling funny later.
No, you will.
Start seeing
You will,
stuff out
no.
the corner of my eye. Like, I'm
Well, it's not that
So you're
type.
going to start looking out the corner of your eye at the people around you.
Yeah,
like,
it's not that type of
That's what
movie.
I'm
where
saying. I
it's
start
really
side eyeing
Yeah.
people, squinching a little bit more.
You got a man?
But here's the thing.
No.
Oh, okay, because anytime
right
you
now.
start to talk to one, you're going to be like, why you do that?
Yeah, we'll make you think
That's
about
scary.
things differently. But here's the thing: Rob is depressed, and People published a magazine, or People published a story today that said Kris Jenner did not want him to actually appear on the next Kardashians because she felt like he needs to get himself together before he
Yeah.
goes back on television.
He's bad for the brand.
He's bad for the brand. But
Yeah.
some people are also saying it's just a publicity stunt too. You know, it's very convenient that, you know, obviously Kim stays in the news, and then now it's like, you know, let's put this little piece out there and people are going to talk about it. It's still going to make them money. And when is the show The Kardashians starting again? Because I feel like they are always
It
on
just
television.
started, right?
A
Okay,
week
so
ago.
it's just
Or 2
conveniently
weeks ago.
he
Popping
sends
up.
this
It started 2
Thing
weeks
about his
ago, and
sister.
then this happened. Maybe the ratings aren't quite as high as they would like them to be, and
Do people really care though about this tweet that much?
I
Keep
mean,
talking
anything
about it.
Because
that
of the
happens with
comparison,
The Kardashians, yeah, they.
well, and I think
and
it's the
he
comparison.
deleted everything
Yeah.
off of his Instagram
Just to
and
post
just
that.
posted that picture.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like this big,
And it's the
did?
murderous picture too. It's like
it's the
yeah.
crazy, like bloody awful
Bloody
picture.
and all that
He
stuff.
went hard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, you know, Scott Diss the next day showed his support and tweeted this collage of like pictures of him and Rob together and was like,
They're
that's
besties.
my brother. And there's been, you know, rumored that him and his wife, Courtney, aren't the biggest fans of Kim and her decisions as of lately.
Are they married?
Well, they,
Are they?
they booze. They're
No,
not married.
they're boozed.
They're
Well, and they
still-
also
Okay.
say
They're not
that
married.
Courtney's pissed off with Scott's pissed off as well because they said Kim tried to break them up several times.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I
It's
don't
like,
know. I don't-
why is
Family.
Kim I feel like Kim is not worried about anyone's relationship unless
doesn't
hers.
care.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
she definitely
She's in her
is
own
never trying
world.
to come at Scott. Like, she don't want Scott. Have you seen her with a man that ever looked like Scott? Kim don't want
I
Scott.
just think she don't care.
Right.
You
I
know,
think
she's in her
so.
own world. She has her own brand, and she's doing her own thing. She's like, y'all can do whatever you want.
I think
Whatever.
that's part of it, though. That they feel
They're
like
mad about
she,
that?
not necessarily mad. I mean, I guess there's probably some jealousy on a certain level at this point, but maybe part of it is really that she sort of puts herself in another place and acts like they are, because like the whole story about why he left the wedding and wouldn't be in it, he didn't
Right.
feel like he was good enough to be there because she supposedly was making a big deal about his weight and not being able to fit his Valentino suit, and like the things that were important about being family
Yeah.
sometimes maybe get lost in her world a
But
little
they
bit
know
more.
that about her already, though. So it's like, when do you
That's why
get
they
used
don't
to
like
it?
it.
But
Don't
it's-
make
I
me
mean,
like it though. It just
there
makes
has
it
to be
worse the
jealousy.
more it
Those sisters are all
Yeah.
close in age, and listen, living in that house, I can imagine how much competition it is for you to be on
like-
your game and be like getting
Come on,
mad
imagine
paper.
you're Courtney. You're beautiful, but not Courtney. Chloe. You're beautiful, but everyone calls you the ugly sister. But you're not ugly.
She got cute, though.
Actually,
what I'm
she
saying?
stepped it up. To be
Yeah,
honest,
she's
she looks
getting
better than
cute.
Kim right now. To be honest with you, I was always a Kim fan, but Kim's done too much stuff,
I'm
too
just
much
mad
work,
she
and I'm
got
not
that.
feeling the
Looking like
blonde
the
hair.
Fifth Element
Yeah,
now.
the Fifth Element, the blonde hair. I'm not feeling it.
The
honestly.
younger
back to
sister,
black.
though?
The youngest one.
Kendall is
is it
doing it. The
Courtney?
model.
Is
Kendall's
it
doing it.
Kylie or is
Oh.
it Kendall?
Oh, Kylie is the youngest.
Oh yeah, wait. And
Kylie just bought that $2.7 million home.
and she about to come out with a music career.
Kylie looks
She looks
amazing.
way better than what. Yeah, she looks completely different.
She just popped out of nowhere, and she just looks
Yeah.
totally different. and
Yeah, she
amazing.
looks
She got
like a
herself
grown
a
woman.
new face too.
Yes, she
Her
did.
new face
And
is
lips.
working.
It works for her.
You hear me? It
works.
is
That girl,
working.
she's
And
like,
she
I'm
got
about to have a music career.
And she
I'm
has
gonna
a
give me a new
man.
face.
Or no, she doesn't have
Oh,
a
she
man.
has a
Or
man.
she has a man.
She has a man.
Oh, yeah, she
He bought
does.
her that watch. Come on, y'all.
Well, they-
And
bought her that watch.
he about to make her a poppin' rapper.
Yeah.
She said she wasn't doing music. She tweeted it.
She said
and
she was-
says,
that was a
I'm not
rumor?
doing music. She put it on her Twitter.
That was just a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Come on, there'll be an
I want
album
to hear the
out.
song.
I want to hear it.
I want to know what in the hell they decided to do. So
Listen,
I
if Paris Hilton can
I
make a
was
record,
excited to hear Paris
Right.
when she did
Then
hers. I'm like, what y'all gonna do?
all the
Wait,
Kardashians can
Paris
make a
had that
record.
one song that I'm not even mad at. The Stars.
The Stars of
Born. I
Come
used to like
on
that song.
now.
I never heard it.
I don't remember it, but I remember it was like her on the beach and it was like great. Like,
And isn't she making a new one, or she just made a new one, or
Oh,
See
something
she
like
that? It
that?
was horrible. Moving on from that,
nobody cares.
something
Moving
else
on.
No one
that
cares.
no one
And
really
then-
cared about is that Ray J was threatening to leave Love and Hip Hop Hollywood because he said, which obviously this is such publicity, even though Atlanta's coming back right now.
Yeah.
But he said that I can't do this anymore because this is putting, all of this strain on me and Princess's relationship.
You sure it wasn't her beating your ass 2 weeks ago?
Or, yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it the
Isn't that
beat
what
down?
happened?
I think that's
Did
what.
she just beat you down like a month ago?
Right, right.
Well, he didn't want to talk about that part.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But so
It's Love
basically,
and Hip Hop doing it.
you know,
Okay.
it's all Mona
Them chicks.
Scott.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
evil and all this stuff, and that he feels like all of the good stuff that he shot that was positive and musical and shows the good side of Ray J is on the editing floor.
Of course
Well,
it
that's
is.
probably true, of
It's
course,
Love
but
and
that's probably the
Hip Hop.
most non-interesting part too.
You're
seen
on
it.
Love and Hip Hop.
Right. We
Yeah,
don't want to
it's
see
like
the
it's boring.
positive.
Yeah.
We want to see someone
is
get
not the
slapped.
nightly
That's what the
news,
show
like-
is.
Yeah.
And that's what blows my mind with these people. It's like, you guys, it's not like the show just came out. You know what I mean? It's not like it's sorority sisters. Like, we don't know what it might be.
Right.
Like, we know what Love and Hip Hop is.
Yeah.
You
There's
don't
a
want to
formula.
tarnish your brand. Like, so apparently he wasn't going to do it, but rumors are now reporting that he sat down with Mona and he is going to follow through with it because they've come to an agreement that Mona will show both sides this season, positive and,
We shall see.
but here's the bullshit.
And he gets a bonus.
He gets a bonus for
Yeah.
ratings records.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
checks.
what gets you ratings? So basically, she's
Drama.
like, yeah, we'll show the good stuff. But if you don't get ratings, then you don't get the check.
Right.
That was a load of crap. He just wanted a bigger check.
Exactly. That's my viewpoint.
He
Yeah.
just wanted a bigger
Well, smart
stake in
move
it.
either
Yeah.
way.
He got it.
We talking
smart
about it.
move. Yeah, we talking about it.
This man, let me just say, like, Brandy is amazing. I love her. But this man has stayed so consistent in
His cash money
pop
game.
culture. He just pops up.
Because he's a little ratchet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, he puts out that ratchet stuff and gets people talking about it,
Right.
like that Kim Kardashian song, like that I Hit It First
Yep.
song. I was
But then it's
oh
like
God.
he does it, and then he disappears for a second, and he
Yeah.
pops back out.
'Cause he
disappears.
Yeah.
But the whole time, them
He
checks
knows
is
how
coming.
to play the
Yeah.
Checks
game
keep
and
coming.
keep his checks coming. I'm
Yeah.
not mad.
Nobody
Amen.
want to hear
He
a whole
found
bunch
his-
about
Yeah.
Ray J, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
That's true.
maybe you guys want to catch Ray J on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood or whatnot, but if you do, make sure you guys check out AfterBuzzTV.com. It's our sister site. Your favorite TV shows. As soon as you're done, make sure you check out AfterBuzzTV.com right after, and we'll be talking about it.
Could you say that one more time? There you go.
AfterBuzzTV.com.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
.com marketing.
Marketing. Great. All right. Moving on to gossip for the week with Courtney Stewart.
Oh, gossip, rumors, what's going on? Well, we all like a sale, right? We like to buy some stuff online. Guess what? You can buy some stuff from Oprah this week, you guys.
Yeah.
Oprah, she's, getting rid of her home in Chicago that was home for many, many years. And of course, being Oprah, she has lots of fabulous things that she needs to sell. Well, we've discovered that in addition to all these fabulous things to sell, apparently Miss Oprah got a little taste of the nasty. And she is
I knew
also
it.
selling a lot of her artwork, which just happens to be ode to the nude body, and lots of them. She's got framed nude male mythological figures. Those are expected to fetch between $800 and $1,000 each. She's got a nude painting by Aristide Maillot, which is expected to pull in about $8,000 to $12,000. She's got lots of nude statues for around $10,000 each. So if you got those kind of dollars, y'all, check it out. You can also get a painting of a nude woman by Richard Edward Miller with an estimated worth of $80,000 to $120,000. Whip out your purses.
That's a very expensive garage sale.
Very expensive.
For some naked people, I'll just look at myself in the mirror for a little while.
Right.
'Cause
But I bet
definitely
you
don't
it
have
goes
80,000
fast, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause it was
sure.
Oprah's.
Yeah.
It's
Oprah's a
Oprah's.
freak on love.
Okay.
Freak on low, freak on high, freak all over the place, y'all.
I love Oprah. I love
Whatever's
Oprah.
going on
Love
in
Oprah.
Love me some
Montecito
Oprah.
right now, she is getting it in. All right, also.
The mystery continues.
The mystery. That does kind of just feeds
it adds
the,
to the mystery.
illusion
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Oprah, because, like a few
What's it like to
months
sit
ago.
at your house on a Thursday night, Oprah, with a little glass of wine and
Right.
that fire candle from
She
those
ain't
new
watching
pictures?
Scandal.
Right.
She might be.
Maybe
being
she's
scandalous.
being her own
Being
scandal.
scandalous. But
She being
remember when the
scandalous.
picture surfaced where she was at some party with, I don't know, it was like, Common sitting on the couch and some other like hip hop person, I don't know, and she had her little boobies just she was chilling on the couch with a drink, and we was like,
Oh, I
okay,
didn't see that one.
Oprah better let her
Let
stuff
her hair
out.
down,
Yes,
honey.
girl.
Do it.
Y'all heard what Terrence Howard said while they were filming The Butler. It was hard for him to do his scenes because of Oprah's physique.
Oh.
You know, so
Oprah making the men cry.
She's voluptuous.
Get
she
it,
is
girl.
voluptuous.
All right. All right, speaking of another fabulous woman, we got Miss Taraji Henson that was in news and gossip this week a little bit. She did an interview with Uptown Magazine where she claimed that she would be sending her son, Marcel, to Howard University instead of USC because he had been profiled on the USC campus and in Glendale. And she was basically just saying, you know, profiling is weird, is real, and she is afraid because she doesn't want to be spending $50,000 a year to send her son to USC, knowing that this is happening, and she could wake up one morning and he's been killed or something horrible happened to him.
Wow.
However, this morning, the LA Times called her out a little bit.
Yeah.
They apparently have the police footage video
I saw
of
it.
his pullover in Glendale. Not the episode that happened at USC, but the one that she talked about in Glendale. And it doesn't really appear that he was profiled all that much. Basically, the video is about 40 minutes long. They only posted a clip of it.
He got pulled over?
He got pulled over in Glendale. He had gone through, there's a pedestrian crosswalk
sign,
that was he should have yielded, and he didn't. And he got pulled over for that. Once he got pulled over, the cop smelled marijuana, asked him about it. He was honest about it. He said, I do have marijuana in the car. The cop was like, thank you. I'm glad you were honest with me, blah, blah, blah. He checked his registration and all that. He came back. They ended up he ended up not getting cited for the actual traffic violation. Cop saying that would go on his record, and he was trying to be nice about it. But he did take the marijuana and tell him. He was also saying that he had Ritalin in the car.
Yeah,
had a
Ritalin.
pill of Ritalin in the car, and the cop was like, "You're not supposed to have that. There's no prescription." They did search the car, but they did ask to search the car, and he granted permission. But Taraji had said his car had been illegally searched, and it's all bad.
Taraji didn't see the video.
So
She heard her son in my hair.
She heard her
side,
son's
yeah.
version of it.
Yeah.
I will say that we obviously online, the only amount of the video that was available was about 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing I didn't like that was a bit profile-ish of the cop was the whole you ever been to jail?
Right,
You
he
know,
did that-
'cause
he asked that
led with
first.
that.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
like, are you supposed to be driving? Where have you been? Like that kind of thing, not cool. But the cop did not appear to be really profiling him
I
at
mean,
all.
that's cool. He found a bag of weed on him, and he let him get
He
away
let
with
him
all of
go.
that stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
he had a car. He had a medical marijuana.
He didn't have it in the car.
He didn't have it
though,
in the car.
But he
yeah.
did say he
He'd
had
say
a medical
one. Yeah.
marijuana
But you can't
license.
drive
Without
it
it, right?
smoking.
Yeah,
and
well, he wasn't smoking.
He
He,
wasn't
had smoked
smoking it.
2 hours
Yeah.
before. He admitted to smoking 2 hours before, and he passed the sobriety test on the side of the road. So
Yeah.
that's why the cop took the weed and let him go.
Because he didn't have his card, probably.
Yeah.
He didn't have his card.
And then the whole thing with the USC thing is that she's saying that he was profiled because he was walking around with his hands in his
Walking
pockets or
around
something.
with his hands in his pockets or something, and that he was aggressively attacked by. But then USC spoke out. The president of public safety on the USC campus was saying he was unaware of the incident, but he would definitely look into it, and he never wanted anybody to feel like that. And he said he reached out to the family and would like to discuss the incident and work with them.
Yeah, I mean,
forward.
here's the thing. I got a couple things to say about this. The first being, when I saw I hope there's a video that actually surfaces of the USC incident, because after seeing the video in Glendale, I love Taraji, but I can't say that they racially profiled him from the video. From the video, you couldn't
did
tell who
something
he
illegal.
was when he ran the
Through
sign.
the sign,
Now,
yeah.
the only thing that they maybe could prove is that the cop had been following him previously or something, but from that video, you couldn't tell black, white, yellow, green, purple what the driver was. And then when he did pull him over, the only problem I really had initially is that he asked him about the jail question.
Yeah, that was my problem.
And I had a problem with that. But then everything else, he actually was pretty cool with him and went through the procedures. And I applaud Taraji's son because he went through the proper procedures as well.
Yeah.
Now, as far as taking her son, the second part of this is as far as taking her son away from USC and taking him to a black university. Which I love Howard, have wanted to go to Howard myself. But my problem with that is that profiling happens everywhere. You go into a black college does not take you away from racial profiling.
Still in Washington, D.C.,
you
honey.
could go in D.C., drive down the street to the 7-Eleven and get racially profiled and go to Howard
Exactly.
University. So I'd rather you just say you just want your son to go to a black university versus saying because of racial profiling, because that can happen anywhere. And what are you going to do? Your son may move back to California after he graduates. He may get racially profiled. I mean, you cannot protect a young black man from that, and we've seen that countless numbers of times in the news.
The #1 show right now, and you're putting this out there now, so everyone's going to be like, oh, they racially profile at USC now.
Right.
Like,
well, and they're really going through and trying to clean that image up, too, because like Courtney was saying, USC made a statement. They're looking into this whole incident pretty strongly because they take it pretty serious.
Because they don't even know. They don't know if it was campus police, LAPD. Like they don't. The information supposedly to USC, they're not aware of this having happened and aren't sure which department was responsible.
It sounds a little like it's over dramatized.
Yeah, a little bit
for no reason.
What does Evelyn Lozada say? Story got holes.
Well, let me ask you this, Phoenix. You have a son.
Yes.
And if your son was in this situation, would you, if he was in the process of going to a college like USC, and would you not let him go to that college and send him somewhere else because of racial profiling?
Well, I'd have to really have proof that it's racial profiling because it's, especially if I'm on television, like when you start putting out stuff, you're really responsible. So she's in a different category than just like I have a normal little problem. So I would have to go and like really see if what my son is saying is true or if he's just emotional because he got pulled over and he's telling me a story and it's like a little bit bigger than it is. So like I always go through the steps with my son to see like what's over dramatized and what's like you being emotional or what's the truth, So I do that with his teachers, his principals, all that stuff all the time. And sometimes they're dramatic, and sometimes he didn't mess up.
Balance it out.
Have to assess.
I will say though, the interesting thing about the video is had he refused the search, which he is entitled to do, potentially.
But don't you go to jail?
The idea that you have the weed in the car is enough potential just cause for a search, but is it really? Because it's still personal property. And had he refused the search, could this have been a lot different?
I just feel like he got off easy though. Like it's like you got off, so why make this a big deal? Like why the complaint? Like we let you go, you ain't have your card, ran the red light. You got pills on you.
And the cop didn't give him a ticket for actually running the yield sign.
He was nice to you.
He actually didn't give him a ticket for that.
He said you would have to go to traffic school. I'm trying to keep you from having to do that.
So he was really trying to help him out. Like, hey, let me show you what's the right thing to do. I'm going to give you a chance. But now his mama done made a big deal out of it, and it's all over everywhere. And now everybody has to get involved. So I think that might not have been the best public move to make.
I think it makes Taraji look bad.
But I can honestly, it's funny going off of what you said. I could see him being emotional and being like, my mom gonna kill me if she found out I had red bud in the car and a bag of weed in the car.
She probably went in.
Right. I was like, nah, Cookie ain't coming after me.
Not with that, bro.
I can see it. I can see it.
That's what I'm saying. He like,
I'm gonna lie to my teeth and pray that there ain't no video out.
I didn't even do nothing.
Yes.
I
wasn't even driving.
That would be me. Like,
yes.
We seen the video.
And we're emotional about it right now.
Is that Taraji calling us right now?
Right?
Taraji's calling us on the phone right now.
Stop talking about me, y'all.
But everybody's emotional about that subject right now, so it's just not something really to play with or to not look into further before you just toss it out there like that.
Because then it comes down to, again, now another kid gonna be like, oh wait, hey, I was racially profiled too. I was this, I was this.
People are gonna start using that as an excuse.
And it backfires because now it's like the boy who cried wolf. So when it does actually happen, you're giving ammo to the opposite team.
People that are doing it. Well,
it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I hope that USC
gonna get dropped.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna blow over.
All right, but Courtney, we have any more gossip for the week?
That's it for the week.
Well, thank you for that. Before we move on to our hot topics, I want to remind everyone to go to iTunes, give us a rating and comment. You can look at all of our shows on Black Hollywood Live. We have Reality Check, we have Stand Up Sit Down, we have Fashion 411, which Courtney hosts. We have Next. We have The Beat, which Jesse hosts. We actually have Let's Talk About Sex, which Phoenix used to be on as well. So if you want to look at any old catalog or listen to any catalogs of those
interesting
videos,
stories.
Lots of sex stories there. You can find us on Black Hollywood Live on iTunes. Give us a raise and comment. Like I said, we love fives. But if you have something that you want us to change, let us know because we really look out for that feedback and want to be able to give you the best programming possible.
And check out our newest show, Just Saying.
Just Saying.
Yes.
Everything.
Everybody loves that. All right. We're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
EUR Web Story Spotlight.
The eagle has landed.
Well,
It feels like a spaceship.
I know. I
should
feel like I
come
should just
down.
be like, I should feel like I have a lifesaver, some electronics behind me or something, like a lot of lights. This story is probably one of my favorite stories of the week right here. It is about a woman who is a New York native. Her name is Cam Brock. Apparently, Miss Brock was pulled over in New York, in Harlem, because of suspected weed smoking in her car. Her car was impounded. The next day, she went to get her car from a precinct in New York. And when she was there, I guess she got very emotional, and the police thought she was a little disturbed, emotionally disturbed, so much that she got arrested on site. She was taken to.
Girl, what was you doing?
It's just high.
She was just like, she was still high, or yeah, there's a lot
Everybody's
going on.
smoking nowadays.
Everybody's
right?
smoking.
She
Right.
was smoking something extra.
Oh, but it still gets more
I've
interesting.
been stuck before.
I haven't even got to the best part. The best part is that she actually went to Harlem Hospital. Is the mental portion of the hospital.
Crazy.
Yes. So apparently she was there for 8 days. She endured, she said, a lot of
She was
just
there
terrible
for
things.
8
Wait a
8
minute.
days.
What?
8 days. She said she endured a lot of things of being sedated a lot. She said she was even sedated with lithium at one point. And she said this is all because at one point in the conversation when the doctor was evaluating her, she told the doctor that, I'm a good person. I shouldn't be here. Yeah, I might have acted crazy in the police station, but you know what? Obama follows me on Twitter. Barack Obama follows me on Twitter, and Barack Obama doesn't follow anybody who's not a good person. You hear what I'm saying? I'm a good person.
Okay, but that does sound crazy. Even if he does follow you, like, I'm not going to be like, you know what I mean, fucking Beyonce follows me. Like,
Well, apparently the
That's not
doctors
proof of your
agreed with
sanity.
yeah, it's
you.
not. You know,
Because the
like,
doctors
Peter
agreed with
Pan's
you, and the
real.
doctors kept her there for 8 days. She got out. She is now suing the hospital
There's
because
gotta be
it
more.
was proof that, yes, Barack Obama does follow her.
It took them 8 days for her. It took her 8
To look
days
at
to
her Twitter
prove
account.
she didn't have her phone on her and could have been like, hey, look.
Yeah, they didn't really give those details, but here's where the part gets a little
there's
bit more
something
tricky.
going on with it.
It gets a little
Right.
tricky here. Here's why. Because, yes, Barack Obama follows her, but it's not really Barack Obama.
That's what I was gonna ask.
It's actually...
Okay, because I was confused.
It's Organizing for Action, which is a nonprofit formed. It was a nonprofit organization formed out of the remains of the Obama 2012
Why is this
campaign,
in the news?
and they lease the Twitter account.
Why is this in the news?
They leased
Why
the
is
Twitter
this in the
account.
news?
So technically she is right
What
because
is
she believed that it does say at Barack Obama following her. So technically he does follow her.
At one point in my life, I thought Santa Claus was fucking real.
Yeah, but
There was a man named Saint Nicholas.
I'm just saying,
At one
to
time.
her defense, she is not lying.
There
Barack
is no
Obama
defense.
does
But that does
follow
not
her.
claim your sanity. Like,
I really don't believe that is the
Only
only
reason-
thing
exactly.
she said that made these people
Well,
keep her in
the
a
hospital
mental
thought that she
hospital.
was crazy, and they thought that she was bipolar.
And by the way,
They
the
thought she was
only way
bipolar
they
as
can
well.
No way.
keep you usually is if you are a threat to yourself or a threat to someone
Yeah.
else at the time. And even in that, in the mental hospital, I'm not even sure that can happen without a judge saying, boo, you are on lockdown.
Yeah.
Because you can actually say, I'm discharging myself and
There's
leave. There's something else going
There's
on.
No
more to the story, I'm
way.
sure.
No way.
But
That's
this is what we're in the
accurate.
hospital
Mess.
reports. So
mess.
the hospital report said that their objective was
like she got crazy
that the
on it.
patient will verbalize the importance of education for employment and will state that Obama is not following her on Twitter. That was the hospital's objective. So
Wait.
there's a lot going on.
This one's gonna get
I'm
dropped
gonna
too.
just let that go. I'm gonna just let that go.
I
It
don't know where
had to
even
be
start.
something extra in there other than a Twitter
She beat up
thing.
somebody or hit
She
somebody.
did something crazy,
And you're
yeah.
right. There's no
She-
way she came in just high off.
Well,
weed.
she did say that she stemmed back to the
was
story about
tripping
being
on
at the
some
at the
LSD or something.
police station. She did say that yes, I am a very emotional person, but I am not crazy. I am not bipolar, and I am not delusional. So, like I said, to her defense, Obama does follow her. It's just not Obama, but she may not have known that.
Yeah, but that can't be the only
That
reason why they
doesn't
locked
claim
her
your
down
sanity.
for 8 years.
Daryl, I don't
She-
get.
I just think-
eight
here's what I-
days, I'm
Daryl,
sorry.
he knows that I'm a
Here's
sane
what I
person.
think.
Like,
You know what? This is the Daryl interpretation of what happened. She went to that impound. She acted a
Fool.
crazy ass fool, and they were like, "This woman's crazy," and she's Jamaican too, so she probably was
yeah.
like, so listen,
very passionate.
very passionate about what she's saying. Scared the police. They put her in the hospital, and the hospital was just like, I don't really know how to deal with this woman.
She went psycho.
She went psycho.
Yeah.
And
She would-
apparently
yeah.
they called her next of kin and they said keep that home.
They said keep her. Yep.
Because why is she
wait,
not?
really?
Because
Yeah.
they would have to contact contact somebody.
8 days
like,
is a
you
long
can't
time.
Just put somebody
That's
in the
expensive.
hospital. Exactly.
But okay, so I didn't want to
You
click
have
on the
some-
story because I was like, I've like read a little bit of what the story was about, but I didn't know all this. And now I'm actually gonna unfriend some people on Facebook because they're looking like this poor girl. I'm like, bitch, did you read the story? Like, you talking about this poor girl, like this poor facility.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
we don't
even
know.
look at her
But we
story.
just don't know really what happened in the hospital. So we have to play. You know, I'm playing
That
devil's
chick looked
advocate.
crazy.
The
So they
shi-
probably got on camera somewhere.
But here's the thing: wouldn't you go crazy if you're being told that you're crazy and you're being taken in handcuffs to a hospital and you ain't crazy, you just pissed off and they acting like you real crazy? That's gonna make you even more crazy.
Yep, I would
I'm
have
probably
the
gonna
same
act super crazy.
conversation. I would have the same conversation with somebody, and then I would.
But you gotta act crazy to get locked up for being crazy.
Because why? Are
But
you
we
getting in
all
there in
have
the
a
first place?
moment where we lost it for a
How many
second.
times?
Somebody can
lose
look
it
at
for
us
a
and be like,
second.
But how many times have you gotten locked
never
up
been
in a mental
arrested.
institution?
I mean, never
though?
arrested.
And I've
What
said
were you
some-
doing to get locked up in a mental ward?
Yeah, not jail.
What? That's not just
Mental
like,
place.
y'all need to fix my car. You need to do that. No, she tried to hurt somebody or
She
probably
did
run
something.
them over with the car and then
probably
run
was
herself
jumping on
into
the
a tree.
counter.
Like she had to be doing some wild.
Yeah, like,
ish.
did you just hear about the bitch who shot up? Was it Burger King because they didn't, or McDonald's because they didn't have nuggets? Or
Oh,
something?
they didn't have nuggets. I saw
You're
that.
kidding
No.
me.
What?
I just saw
Shot
that. I didn't
up
read the whole
Burger
story. I just said woman shoots restaurant over
McDonald's
nuggets
or
or
Burger
something.
King,
It's
one
one
of
of
them.
it was one of
Yeah.
those. But she shoots restaurant over nuggets. It said in the press.
Okay.
Like,
But listen,
man.
Okay.
maybe she was really
$5
hungry.
nuggets that bad. Maybe what?
Maybe she was real hungry. I'm
To
just
shoot
saying.
it up though.
And it-
Come on,
why
dog.
she had a car
I'm
load?
kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, that
There's
bitch
no
is
reason.
I don't know. They all
That
do
is-
good.
I bet she tried to take other cars off the lot.
That's extreme.
Yeah, but like it had to be on some like type stuff.
It must be.
That's
Well,
like an episode of Snapped.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
Different.
But you just never know what makes you snap. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
we all have moments. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Where
but
it's
okay,
like, and
but-
somebody
Yeah.
may be looking at you like you're crazy, but it's something that's really
But that-
special
that
and
then
important to
means
you
you
that it
snapped
just
and
snapped
you
you
are
out of who you
crazy.
were.
That means you then
you
snapped,
snap, yeah.
and you are crazy. Therefore, you should be locked up.
Well, you're saying because you snapped, you're crazy?
I'm saying if you snap enough that they think you need to be in a mental ward,
But
Maybe you just scared a few people.
no, some people
There we
go a
go.
little far and they can't bring themselves back, so it takes
I'm
being
just
put on a
saying.
little timeout for a second.
if she didn't calm
Come
down
back.
once they started locking her ass up, she need to be locked up.
Right,
Yeah.
like because
I mean,
you have
yeah.
to be a sane person, good person, to realize, wait a minute, what's happening?
They're
right
thinking
now?
I'm nuts. Let me bring it in for a minute, see if I can have a conversation with y'all and make this
I
right.
wonder what her family said when they
Oh,
called.
no,
I wonder what
that's a
Obama
mess.
thinks.
Right.
Nothing.
That's what I
Obama has
really
not
would
issued
not-
a statement.
Nothing,
on that.
because
No.
he's not
Obama-
following
You know,
her.
oh, here's the thing.
He's
Here's
heard of
another
this
fact.
story.
Obama, they said there's no possible way Obama could really follow her because Obama's not on Twitter.
Twitter.
He's not on Twitter at all.
He doesn't do it.
Yeah, he's not even on Twitter.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
I can't
so
believe this.
well, we
too.
wish you
Michelle
luck, Miss
just at
Block.
home like.
We'll see. Stay tuned to
Child.
EURweb.com for more of that story to find out exactly how this case ends, because I'm sure they're
I
going
would
to give us
love to
updates
see
on
the
that.
court papers from this
Me
case
too.
to like read what these
She
people
was
are
just
saying.
trying to get a little popular. She
Show
leaked
us
that
the
out or
videos.
something.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was trying to get popular or
Yeah.
something. Speaking of popular, well, I think ethnic people are popular according to a magazine article this week.
Apparently, you're too popular.
Apparently, we are very, very, very popular.
Getting some people
Ethnic
mad.
people are in, and they have transformed what casting is all about, according to this article that was in Deadline.com. It featured an article that said 2015 is the year of ethnic casting. So what they're saying is that now the way that Hollywood has changed is that previously there was obviously a lot of white roles that were just out there, and that the agents and managers would have to basically beg studios for African Americans, Latinos, and ethnic people to even be considered for a role if it was a non-white role, or excuse me, if it was a white role. But now they're saying because of the success of Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Blackish, Fresh Off the Boat, that this standard of what is considered casting has changed. And we also talked about this kind of a couple weeks ago when it was announced after pilot season that 72 new shows have been picked up with either black leads or either black, like a cast member or a co-star that was African American. So it seemingly is changing. But with this, they're saying that, you know, there's a whole new shift in what casting really is, because they're looking at certain shows now as well that, for example, we have had Cynthia McWilliams on our show, who's on Real Husbands of Hollywood, and she now is on a lead show called, I believe, Love is a Four-Letter Word on NBC, with Rockman Dunbar. And originally the two leads were supposed to be a white couple, and this blew out the water. These two blew it out the water and actually got the role. They also have ABC this season that has Uncle Buck coming out, which John Candy originally was the person who was in that in the movie, and now they have Mike Epps playing that role. So they're saying that things are really starting to change, and that we are going to see a big shift in what is typically a white role now casting directors are opening it up to it's just a role and any people can be submitted for these roles.
Well, that
amazing.
Deadline article actually was kind of being negative about it, saying that they're concerned that there's situations where there's two white leads that are the best for the role, and because of these quotas that studios now have to be diverse, that these poor white actors are losing out on roles that they should actually have. And that was the spirit of the Deadline article.
White people, you will not lose your jobs. Calm down. Just open it up.
Actually, you will lose some of your jobs because that's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Because we
it
gotta
should be
share,
open.
guys.
Yeah.
We gotta share.
I think it's awesome.
I think, well, here's the question, though. Also, there was a couple articles around it outside of the Deadline article that people were saying, is this just a fad? Is this is because it's popular this year? Is this eventually going to break off again and we're going to go back to, where it's problems for ethnic groups to get roles?
Probably.
Yeah.
It probably will be a wave, and then it'll come back
Everything
in,
goes in
it'll go
waves.
out, and
Yeah.
it'll just be in waves. Yeah, like you said.
It's just like,
I think it's gonna stay for a while because the biggest shows right now have black leads.
Yeah.
Right. So after that kind of goes out a little bit,
we'll get the
it's
Asian
gonna go.
sensation.
It's gonna.
Well, we got that
it's gonna
fresh
go
off the
away.
boat. Fresh off the
that's
boat is that,
thing.
and
It's
then
like
Jane
all
the Virgin
around,
is a heavy,
Hispanic,
Latina.
Asian, everything is sort of coming in. But I think that I've always, because we talk about this all the time, and I'm like, previously it's still feeling like it's just a trend and like whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, I'm going to say, I'm hopeful because this trend is also happening at a time when physically the makeup of this country is actually changing dramatically.
Yeah.
And the idea that brown faces will be a majority in, like, I think they said 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe the very reason why that it's happening, starting to happen now, it will actually last this time.
Well, here's my thing, though. I'm curious to know with this next election coming up how all this is affected by whoever comes in office, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but that's a whole other
Well,
different
there's
segment.
going to be some real angry white folks trying to, like, push it down.
Well, it depends
Real
on
fast.
who, like I said, it depends on
But
who
it's
they
going
have
to be
in
a
there.
woman, so it's going to be great.
All right, well, we'll see. Speaking of women, we have one of my favorite women in the house today, Phoenix White, who is, speaking of powerful, strong women. Can you get a close-up, maybe? Not even a
So
close-up.
silly.
Redefining strong.
Redefining strong right here. This is your book. You got a lot
Yes.
of great things going on. You got a reality
Thank you.
show. You got books. Match Made in Heaven's on WeTV. Tell
Yeah.
us everything about. Well, let's start with the reality show. Let's start there and then go into the book. So, how'd you get on the show? Like, what was the process?
Actually, a casting director, friend of mine that I knew, I wasn't even doing anything with acting at all. Actually, I was here doing Black Hollywood Live. And I got a call, and she was just like, hey, Phoenix. She was like, are you single? And I was like, unfortunately, yeah. And so she was like, well, there's this show, this really great guy, and I really think that it'll be great for you. They're looking for successful African-American women. It's on WeTV. It's really professional and, great. And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't do competitions. Like, I'm not competing for no dude. Like, I might be single, but I'm not, like, desperate.
Right.
Like, So I got a phone call from the producers at, like, 9 o'clock at night. I was like, I'll talk to them, be open to the conversation. You don't want to just shut everything down because you don't know what it's going to be.
right,
That's
you know who
true.
he
So I
is.
got the phone call, and I was just like, not too convinced. So then I went to meet with them the next day, and they were like, we want you to be in our show. And I was like, I'm going to have to see those contracts, and I had to send back all this stuff. So, like, I didn't go on until, like, the day before they were about to start filming. I didn't sign.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's how I ended up on it.
Well, this is an important show because it's a black bachelor.
It
correct?
is.
So this is the first time we've been talking about this for a while
Trying to
too.
get a
Like,
black
when can we
bachelor?
get the black bachelor?
Yeah.
And we finally got it. So, what?
Yeah.
How's the experience been on the show? I mean, what do you use? You're like breaking history.
Well, you said you ain't got married, so I'm
You
assuming you
know
didn't find
what?
love.
She sighed.
No, I didn't find love on the show.
His mama wasn't all that more.
His mom, I was very cool with his mom. I mean, she talks a lot of crap, like, in her little confessionals, but in person, she's not as, like, crazy as she kind of appears, I guess, in her confessional
She
and, like,
did seem
tapes and
a
stuff.
little-
She was
she
really
did.
nice. But the overall experience was a great experience. I got to say some things. People got to see who I was as a person because you don't get to really talk about what you do.
Right.
So they only get to see you as that particular person, like who you are. Yep. So that was great. The dates were great, but you know, I think
you ain't gonna find the love of your life on TV.
You know what? I think that it could have been better. Okay. A better, you know, and I'm just gonna keep it all the way 100 because I'm here with you guys. I love y'all. I just think the representation of African Americans on the show wasn't the greatest to me for it being the first Black Bachelor. I think it could have been. It was a lot of ratchetness being shown.
Was it a lot of the girls feeling like? Do you think that that's more editing, or do you feel like a lot of the girls were placing themselves to try and get camera time, almost to be feeling like this is what the producers want?
It was a mixture of both. So there were some really great women that were there that I felt like were there for right intentions, or you know, we were just there that were grown up that would really be ready for a marriage, because that was supposed to be the goal. Women who were to get married. But the women, when I watched the show, I was just like, huh? You know, like, so I'm like, what? I'm confused. Like, this person hasn't even lived yet. So I'm confused. They're like still living at home with their mom. They're like 20.
You gotta get married.
Yeah, 21. So it gets confusing in that way, where it's like they started keeping characters that were a little more crazy. And it's like, you can't have a crazy person marry a rich, you know, or seemingly rich African American successful Black man. That doesn't make us look good as a culture. So I've been playing it nice for a little while, but it's like it really kind of irked me a little bit, because there were some great women in the house that all got eliminated, and then a lot of people who were a little bit more psycho got to stay. And young, not even just psycho, but young. Because the girls are great. They're not bad women, but it's like you're not ready to be married. So the representation of it being like the ABC Bachelor, it's not the same, you know, because those girls look like they're really ready for marriage. It's a real love story. Whereas this was more ratchet. You know, it's like, I'm not fixing me fighting some chicks on TV over no dude I don't know.
Over the
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know. That's the statement right there. Dude,
we only filming for like 3-4 weeks, and they're battling it out. They're throwing glasses and like just stuff that was
that's
just
like the prerequisite now for any reality show.
What were you doing in the house like?
That is me, like, my hand was up, and I was just like, let me exit stage left so I can keep myself safe some of the days. Because, you know, we're drunk all the time. You know, it was just a lot. So, I don't know. It was just, I felt like it could have been a better representation of African American people.
Would you do it again?
I don't want to say no. My spirit wants to say no, I wouldn't do it again, but I've gotten some really great things out of it, even in me opening up myself just as a person. So I probably would do it again. I would just go into it with a different mentality.
What was it like watching yourself?
I was proud of myself, honestly. Like, you know how some people go on something like, oh my gosh, I'm been nervous when the show come out. My mom, she
I have
was
a
like,
friend who's gonna go on a dating show, and it's really like she don't know how to feel right now.
Okay,
oh snap!
She needs to be 100% herself, because the producers will get you to do things if you let them. You know, they will get you to act out. They will get you to, you know, certain people who are impressionable. You can get them to do stuff. They couldn't get me to do nothing. They weren't even gonna ask. It was just like, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna be me. I came here to really be myself. So
that's why I could never be on a reality show.
I would never
everybody like this.
I never go say never,
but you would actually be good. But it just depends on what you're there to do. Like if you're there to be an actress and to make a name of yourself, to be crazy and like to go with that, then it's great. If you're there to be like the calm, quiet one, like I was more of they call me like the classy, motherish, you know, type one. But really, just like I wasn't down for the bullshit. I'm straightforward. I'm cool, but I ain't no punk. But I'm not like mean. I'm just cool with everybody. I'm not gonna fight you. It ain't that serious. Like I'm a grown woman. We don't do that. I can't.
Right. I have a child.
Well, you also have this amazing book.
Yes.
Tell everybody about the book.
My book is called Redefining Strong, and it's about healing, finding your purpose, clicking into alignment, dealing with your shit. Can we cuss on here? I'm like, dealing with your shit, you know, like going through and dealing with all the stuff in your past that's starting to affect your future, because there's so many things that we go through and that have happened to us that repeat themselves in our adult life in different ways. So it's going through and just dealing with your stuff and doing the work on yourself required for you to move and walk into your purpose.
And how long did it take you to kind of get this book together?
I just did it like last year.
Oh.
Well, so my question kind of off of that is why was this so important to you? How did this come about? Why is this mission so important to you?
The honest reason was I kept feeling in my spirit and hearing it, you gotta write your book, you gotta write your book, you gotta write your book. So I'm very big on obedience to whatever my spirit says. If it says up and move, roll out, I'm packing my stuff that week and I'm leaving. So because I feel like when you're in alignment and you walk in purpose, it's just, you don't know where you're going, but when you know that it's not you and you're being guided, you're like, okay, I don't know what it's trying to move me into, but okay, I'm gonna go for it. So that's why I did it. And I felt like if I didn't do my book, if I didn't do my part in this, big puzzle that we're all in together, that I would be holding up somebody else's purpose.
Yeah.
And the pressure of feeling like my small part could mess up somebody else's part was heavy for me.
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep.
That's deep. That's
It's
really
the truth.
No, I feel that 100%.
That's the truth.
Well, we wish you a lot of success with this
Thank
book.
you.
And where can everybody pick this book up at?
You can get it on my website. You can get it on BarnesandNoble.com. You can get it on Amazon. My website is PhoenixWhite.net. So any book that comes through my website, I actually personally sign and write their name and send a message and stuff and send it.
Nice.
And then as far as social media, where can your fans find you and find out more about the projects that you're working on?
I'm really active on Instagram. So I'm a visual person. So Instagram is Phoenix White, PHOENIX White. And Facebook is Phoenix White. And my Twitter is Phoenix on Twit.
Courtney, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stuart Starlet.
DJ Jesse J.
You can find me at Daryl Christian on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and on Sunday night at the Walking Dead season finale for AfterBuzz TV. So,
my chest.
yes, I can't wait. But
90 minutes.
Wait, is it the season or series?
season
Oh, the
finale.
series is not
season.
over.
Oh yeah, it's not over.
No, honey.
I also want to remind everybody to go to the buzzer meter question, which is: are you happy with the diversity on television lately? Yes, no. What diversity? ? It's getting better. So you have 4 different multiple choice options that you can choose from. We'll read those results next week. But have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.